With the full moon on October the 17th, we will experience a timeline shift where we're actually elevating and being uplifted into a higher timeline on a soul level. We're moving into our soul's higher timeline, and then also on a collective level, we're also being uplifted into a higher frequency timeline as well. So there's a lot happening with the full moon on October the 17th that will really see us uplift on so many different levels. And this video, I want to share with you the key things that I think you should know about this particular full moon so you can really make the most out of what is available now with this timeline shift. The first thing I want you to know is that with the full moon, you're actually being cosmically assisted to raise in frequency, to raise in consciousness. And this is all to assist us in really shifting in that timeline, really elevating in our timeline, a soul timeline on a collective level. So we're receiving, collectively, we're receiving a push of ascension codes that will see us really uplift on all levels. So we can align ourselves to that higher timeline shift. Because as humanity, we have grown tremendously over these last few months. And especially last month, there was so much happening. And now we're being uplifted into that higher timeline because we are now ready to align ourselves to that. Because on a collective level, we have truly grown tremendously. And it's all the challenges that we experience throughout our life. And I mean, you just look around, turn on the news, you will see a lot of the stuff that is going on in the world. And it's all of those not so pleasant things that are actually helping us grow. They're pushing us to find a different way, to find a higher solution. So we don't recreate the same problem over and over and over again, but to really learn from those mistakes, the challenges and things like that. And here I'm talking about our own challenges, but then also on a collective level, the challenge that you see in the world, right? We're learning from all these mistakes. So that's why we're always moving into a higher timeline. Whenever we're growing, whenever we're learning, whenever we're receiving these energetic upgrades, these ascension code upgrades, we're uplifting into that higher timeline because we're uplifting in consciousness, in frequency. So we're aligning ourselves to that higher timeline. And that's really what's available now with this full moon on October the 17th is we are experiencing a timeline shift. Then the second thing I want you to know is that there are also a lot of realizations that are coming in, helping you realize where have you been out of alignment? Where have you been holding back? Where have you been limiting yourself? Where have you been going after things that you actually really don't want? You just thought you want them. Where have you been following your ego's guidance rather than your soul guidance? A lot of those realizations are coming in, but then also on a positive aspect, you may then also have those realizations, how far you have actually already come. That even though you may feel still quite stuck in your life, that the energy is still moving. Yes, maybe not as fast as you would like it to move, but there is still movement happening. Still, things are still moving along. So a lot of realization may come in with this full moon, really helping you realize what is in alignment, what isn't in alignment. And this is all to assist you in really aligning yourself to that soul's higher timeline, or that your soul's next higher evolution. And here, be open to that. Don't resist any realizations. And here what you can do is maybe contemplate a little bit more about these things and also be open to receiving the insights, receiving the realizations. Sometimes just contemplating about things in a gentle way, not in any kind of judgmental way or harsh way or whatnot, but just kind of that gentle contemplation, just looking at your life to become aware of, for one, how far have you really come? How things are actually moving along, but then also what is out of alignment and things like that. Really just do some gentle contemplation to allow yourself to become aware, because with awareness comes the power of choice. You can do something about that. And now with this full moon, you will receive those realizations, and here just be open to that. Be grateful with whatever you uncover, because it will help you make the necessary shifts and changes, or take the necessary steps that will really help you align yourself to your soul's next higher evolution and your soul's next higher timeline. Then the third thing I want you to know is that you may actually feel quite like you're in two worlds, so to speak, like one foot in the old world and the new foot in the new world, so to speak, right? Where you may actually feel quite torn between the two. Because sometimes what can happen is that the old self, the old timeline is still there energetic, right? And a part of you wants to hold on to that. So you may actually experience, and now with this full moon, on or around the full moon, you may actually experience those push-pull kind of energies where you feel quite pulled back into the old way of being, but you already know, like, no, that's not me. I've grown so much. I'm already here. I'm on the other side already. So here, whenever you're feeling that push-pull energy, acknowledge it. Don't resist it, but give yourself the time and space in a constructive manner where you say, okay, I'm gonna give myself maybe 5-10 minutes to just feel it, right? So instead of you just then reacting left and right because you're feeling that push-pull energy, give yourself the time and space to say, okay, I'm just going to give myself the time right now. Because that old part of you, those old beliefs, the old self of you, it just doesn't dissolve like that, right? You have to give it the time and space to basically make its discomfort known so you can then choose it. Okay, now I felt it. Now I'm going to let you go. Because I have grown so much already. You're no longer in alignment with who I have grown into. But by you resisting that, to say, no, I don't want to feel this way because I've already grown so much. I'm there already, and I don't want to align myself to that no more. You're creating more friction, more discomfort. So here, make the time and space to just feel whatever comes up with the intention, just working through the discomfort. It's like about really moving through it, not being stuck in it, but really moving through that. Yes, it might be uncomfortable in the moment when you're really diving into that, but it will help you then let it go, dissolve it. But you may feel that push-pull kind of energy for a couple of days, or maybe just a short time. It really just depends on how much of your own work you actually do to really align yourself to the new timeline. But it's okay, even if you are feeling it for a few days, that just means the energy is moving. You're moving through things. You're letting go of a lot of that old stuff that is no longer in alignment with that higher timeline that you're moving into. So don't judge whatever you're feeling, because it's there whether you want to or not, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, it is there. That discomfort is there, the frustration is there. So give yourself the time and space to just feel it a little bit with the intention, not being the victim of the whatever you experience, but like, okay, I'm going to feel it now with the intention to release it, to let it go. Right? Releasing the steam, so to speak, releasing the tenseness of whatever you're experiencing. But just know that on or around the full moon, you may feel a little uncomfortable because you may feel like you are quite in two different worlds, which is perfectly fine. It will pass. So here, just be gentle with yourself. Do that inner contemplation. Do that tuning in. Really work with whatever comes up. That's really the best thing that you can do here. Which brings me to the fourth thing here, and I kind of already allured to that, is like a lot of old stuff may actually come up and come to the surface. Like maybe some shadow aspects, fears, doubts, limiting beliefs, past experiences. All of those things that are from the old you that was really is on that old timeline. Those are the things that may come to the surface with this full moon to really be released. It's coming to the surface to be acknowledged and to then be worked through and then released, transformed, transmuted into something higher. And here you can do that too by really giving yourself the time and space to just feel whatever you're feeling with the intention to dissolve it into the nothingness where it came from. Like I said, sometimes we just need to feel whatever we're feeling in order to release it, in order to let it go. Allowing yourself to uncover the gift, the message, the lesson within whatever you're experiencing, and then taking the gift, taking the lesson, taking the message, what you're meant to learn from this, and then releasing the energetic charge. And you can release the energetic charge by giving yourself the time and space to just feel it for a short time, like really do it in a constructive manner. Instead of you experiencing something and all of a sudden you're just feeling totally beside yourself and upset and depressed or whatnot, that is not constructive, right? Because that is like something happened and you reacted to something happening by feeling not okay. But if you're noticing, okay, fears are coming up, doubts is coming up, past experiences are coming up, okay, cool. I'm gonna give myself the time and space right now to work through that. That is in a constructive manner. You can do this on your own, but if you're feeling like there's something that's just quite stuck, here it might be beneficial if you talk things through with someone else or get the healing, get the clearing, the energetic work to really help you break through that. And here I just want to mention, I want to invite you to consider joining me in Transcendence. That's my membership where we meet weekly on weekly live calls. So if you're needing help, if you're needing guidance, if you want healing and clearing or whatnot, you could get that help and support during our weekly live coaching calls. We also have monthly workshops for even more deep inner healing and clearing and teachings to really assist you on your path moving forward. So if that is of interest to you right now, you can join Transcendence for free for 7 days to try it out, to see if Transcendence is the right fit for you. So perhaps if you are in a challenging time right now, if this whole full moon energy is quite challenging for you, maybe join Transcendence, hop on one of our weekly calls and see if this is really the right fit for you. If that's of interest to you, link is in the description below. I would be honored if you were to join me and all the other members in Transcendence so you can get the support that you need to really align yourself to your soul's higher timeline and to continue moving forward, becoming your own soul's alchemist and really transcending into a higher way of being. So link is in the description below. Check it out. Maybe join and see how you like it. But now going back to the key things of what I want you to know about this full moon. The fifth and final piece here that I want you to know is go with the flow. Here you being invited, or actually called to just allow whatever comes up to come up, to work through it as it comes up, to really be in the flow of things, not resisting anything, not resisting any guidance, not resisting any insights, not resisting any old dark things that are coming to the surface, but be open and be receptive and be in that allowing state, to allow yourself to work through whatever comes up, to receive the guidance that will help you then on your path moving forward, to then release and let go and transcend any of the lower level frequencies that are now ready to be moved, that are now ready to be transcended, to let go of. And also to go with the flow of this deeply transformative full moon energy, to allow yourself to be uplifted higher, to be uplifted into that next higher timeline. So here are the 5 key things that I want you to know about the full moon. I hope you enjoyed this video so far. If you did, do me a favor, hit the like button. Maybe share it with someone that you think could benefit from hearing this. I would greatly appreciate it. But now the way you can make the most out of this full moon energy is, for one, take time out to really become aware of what's stirring within you, what is coming to the surface, what wants to be acknowledged. Because when you have the awareness, then you have the power of choice. So take that time out on or around the full moon. Maybe tune into that discomfort that you're feeling, that maybe that push-pull kind of energy, to see, well, what's really going on? What is there? What requires my attention? What requires my acknowledgement? And then work through that. Do your inner work of healing and releasing whatever is coming to the surface. Just let it go. Let it dissolve into the nothingness where it came from. But then also be open to receiving the insights into, well, what's that next step for you? That next higher timeline for your soul's evolution. Just be open to that. Maybe journal around the full moon. Journal your insights. Journal any downloads that you're getting. Journal about the experience that you're having, the deep inner experience that you're having that are coming to the surface. Just write it all down. And be gentle with yourself through this full moon energy, because it can be quite triggering if you're resisting that. Because like I said, there's still that old timeline and there's a new timeline. In order to move into the new timeline, you kind of got to let go of the old timeline, right? And that may cause some friction there, because that one part of you wants to hold on to what's known, what's comfortable, what you're familiar with, because on a new timeline, well, that's the new. That's something that you haven't experienced yet. You don't really know what's going to happen if you let go of what you are already aware of. So work through that discomfort that may come up by really shifting into that new timeline, that higher timeline. Okay? And like I said, maybe consider joining me in Transcendence to get that support that can help you make this so much easier. But thank you so much for watching. Now be sure to check out these 2 videos here. A light language activation to help you align to your higher divine purpose, and another video about daily practice that can help you with spiritual alignment. So thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you again in the next video, hopefully also inside Transcendence. And until then, make an amazingly abundant and joyful day. Namaste.